sports fan. most trusted name in the Columbia Basin, comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, roads, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-2208 to get rocked.
I'm Robbie Johnson. I'm 26 years old.
I'm Valerie Johnson, and I'm 24 years old.
And we are Napa customers. This is my 89 Ford Bronco.
This is my 68 Ford Mustang. She's my baby, and I don't let him drive it.
Nope, she doesn't. At Napa, we buy fluids, brakes, batteries,
oil filters, wipers, brake lights. I buy it all at Napa.
Let's show them the motorcycles. I don't think people are aware of the basics Napa carries for motorcycles. Spark plugs, fluids, batteries.
Napa's the one.
My name's Ron Robertson. I've been a Napa customer for about 40 years. Most of the things that I do are oil and air filter changes. Your engine's going to last a lot longer if you do the maintenance on it. This is my wife's 91 Cougar. This is our 98 Honda, 144,000 miles on it. This is our yard tractor. We've had it about 10, 12 years. I've always had good success with Napa products. They always have the parts that I need. Napa's the one. They got the good stuff.
Napa, get the good stuff.
Calling all Knights fans, Royal City's newest restaurant, Guard Public House, invites you to come on in for great locally sourced, scratch-made food with everything from burgers to pizzas, salads, steaks, and more. Open daily at 11 a.m. for lunch and serving dinner Wednesday through Sunday evenings. Located 1 block south of Harvest Foods. Happy eating!
Mud, no problem. Bugs, no problem. Nasty road salt, no problem. Splash and Dash can handle it all. Our amazing features include undercarriage wash, hot wax, clear coat protectant, and 24/7 service. Our floor heat and automatic doors keep us open even on the coldest and snowiest of days. And to top it all off, unlike the Knights, our vacuums suck. We know the road to the Dome is a dirty one. Let Splash and Dash be a part of your game plan. Follow us on Facebook at Splash and Dash Car and Truck Wash for special promotional offers. Locally owned and operated, we truly care about our customers.
Your day means getting from point A to point B, as in bank or ballet. G for gym, W for work. When what you drive needs tires or service, get to Point S, Tire and Auto, a trusted neighbor with the right tires for how and where you drive, and certified techs to take care of what you drive. So you get to all the points in your day and home again safely. Get to the point. Point S Tire and Auto Service. Expert service guaranteed.
Simplot Grower Solutions, we believe our responsibility to the planet begins right here in our community, where we live, work, and play. Unity and pride drive a winning team of farmers, partners, and Simplot employees who work hard to feed our local communities and the world beyond. It's an honor to support the community that has supported our business year after year and generation to generation. Thanks for your partnership. Check out our website at simplot.com. Just like Royal Football beats up on opponents, Fielding Law Group beats up on insurance companies. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give Fielding Law Group a call and join a winning team. You've got a friend in Fielding. Go Knights. Royal Dairy, dedicated to making the world's best ingredient, milk, for one of the world's greatest companies, Dairygold. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Royal Dairy, or check out our website at theroyaldairy.com.
TP Septic has been servicing the Columbia Basin's residential and commercial needs for over 30 years. We're here to pump you out. Or service septic tanks, unclog pipes, or drop off a portable toilet. We do it all. Call TP Septic today at 488-2844 or find us online at tpseptic.com. Be sure to also find us on Instagram and Facebook. TP Septic.
Subway has so much new, I couldn't fit it all in the last ad.
Yep. So let me finish this. There's new hickory smoked bacon, fresh mozzarella, smashed avocado. You know what? There's a lot. But it all makes a better footlong.
Can I get a word in?
Sure. Take the tagline.
Because you got to refresh to be fresh.
It's the Eat Fresh Refresh at Subway, and they're refreshing everything from how they make it to how they bake it to how they bring it to you.
This new Turkey Cali Fresh is incredible. Do you even eat bread? Steph, it's a commercial.
Well, hello. We are here bringing you live action of Royals' first home football game. This is week 2, and you can't probably tell from the camera, but it is wet out there, and we'll see what kind of impact that has on the game. But a few other things to talk about. With me tonight is Riley Christensen. Riley, welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for joining me. Hey, I said it's week 2.
Week 2.
The Knights have already played one game on the road at Ellensburg.
Yep.
And you were there.
I was there.
What were your impressions?
I was overall really impressed with how the Knights played that night. You know, the first game of the season, you always are apprehensive, and you just have so many changes that come on a team like this. But like year after year, you just see some of the kids step up and fill spots, and we played really well. I felt like kind of it was a slow start a little bit. But overall, really well. I was impressed with our defense, and especially our defensive line and our linebackers, I thought, played really well. And then towards the second half, we started to move the ball really well, and we're finally hitting some of those throws after leaving some guys
in stride. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, the Knights scored 2 touchdowns in each of the first 3 quarters. And got to the running clock, 41-0, midway through the third quarter, and that was also the final score. And, you know, gone are a few of the stalwarts from the last few years, right? And so a lot of returning talent, but you always wonder how that's all going to kind of dovetail together,
right?
Especially in week 1. And, you know, it's an interesting – at the end of the game, I looked at the scoreboard and thought, well, we controlled that game completely.
Yeah.
But it wasn't I don't know. It was kind of it felt kind of run of the mill. Did you get that impression too?
Yeah, it wasn't a dominating game, I didn't feel like. I mean, you look at a 41-0, and that's a pretty dominant performance compared to other games that we've had. But it just, you're right, the feel of what the game was, it just felt like there were some bugs to kind of get rid of and some kinks to kick out. But overall, things were running fairly smooth.
So the Othello Huskies here warming up tonight. They also played last week. They played Connell.
Yeah.
It's been like 4 years in a row, except for I don't count any of this COVID spring thing, but 4 years in a row when Othello has played Connell in week 1 and then us in week 2.
Yeah.
And by and large, they have gotten the best of Connell, but they've always been very, very close games. And it was with a few minutes left in the fourth quarter, the game was tied 21-21. Othello scores and goes up, and then Connell gets the ball back and turns it over on downs on the Othello side of the field. So that one went down to the wire again, too. They talk about how much improvement teams typically make from week 1 to week 2. So we expect that from Royal, but we should also expect that from Othello. And so it'll be interesting to see what they bring. They've got some athleticism. We talked about this before we went on the air a little bit. They've got some athleticism, particularly on defense, particularly outside linebacker, defensive ends. So trying to control the edges, I think, is the way they've kind of stacked their defense a little bit. And, with this rainy weather, it remains to be seen what kind of offensive plan of attack that the Royal Knights coaching staff goes with. But very balanced last week. Derek Bergeson in his first start, although he's been a quarterback since he was in Grid Kids.
Sure.
And, threw for 224 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. Avery Ellis on the ground had 12 carries for 101 yards, so that's about 8.5 yards per carry. Can't ask for much more than that.
No way.
And so we'll see if that's the kind of balance that the Knights are able to maintain in this weather tonight. I think you're right defensively. I think the Knights probably – the defense may be ahead of the offense a little bit, but that's not unusual when you have some new guys melding into the mix a little bit. The Huskies are going to be primarily a running attack.
Yeah.
And they'll run a little bit of everything. They'll run dive. They'll run trap. They'll run cut. They'll run even some triple option. And don't be surprised to see him run the ball to the weak side of the offensive line. By weak, I mean, you know this, but just if everybody's listening, where there's fewer linemen on that side. Yep. So they'll have a tight end lined up on one side as a third lineman on one side, and they'll run it back to the side that only has 2 offensive linemen. And that will be just as common as running it to the strong side, I think. So So each team obviously been working on game plans this week. Don't know how much they were accounting for the weather, but we'll be underway before too long here. The clock says 8.5 minutes left. Hey, let's take a few minutes and talk about some of our sponsors. We've been running some slides here before we came on, and a few commercials, and we really appreciate our sponsors. They've been great to us over the last few years and stuck with us through COVID during the spring, and so that was good to have that kind of support. But there's a few that haven't put together their commercials yet for this year, so we may not be able to play them, so we want to make sure we mention them. But some of our title sponsors, so to speak, of our Performance Tire, it will be the sponsor, the performer of the game. So, we'll have to put our heads together and make sure we make the right decision there, so we don't disappoint anybody over there
really
at Performance
matters.
Tires. So, yeah, Callahan Gravel. We're always thankful for Slag he's made versions of our fight song for us and helped us with creating some of these ads with some of the music and that sort of a thing. And they sponsor our what we call the rock solid hit of the game. We expect to say the Sunset Spraying company name a lot tonight because they're our scoreboard sponsors. So hopefully it's just on one side that we say it a lot.
Yeah,
but,
hope to be pointing to the scoreboard quite a bit.
Well, halftime rolls around. It'll be Washington Fruit and Produce. Do you like apples? I like apples.
I like apples, yeah.
I like apples with peanut butter and chocolate chips. So I don't necessarily make the most of the healthy aspect.
Right.
But, I buy them. So
I'm a fan of all of those things, but I don't think I've ever had them together.
You haven't had those together?
Apples and peanut butter, but not a big chocolate chips guy.
Oh, okay. If you need to leave, you can leave.
Yeah, I might need to.
Washington Fruit and Produce would be our halftime report sponsors. Valley Transportation sponsors our turnover over the game. So grateful for Ray and his crew for doing that. Let's see. Are we about to hear the national anthem? Maybe we will listen into that. It won't be long now. We'll introduce the teams before long. But all the last 2 days I've been just waiting for the shoe to drop on some sort of a COVID announcement about games getting canceled. It's been happening all over the state, and it's been a mad scramble for teams to find other teams that have openings and reschedule, and that may well strike the Knights at some point, but not tonight. Couple of our other, we have a couple restaurants that are sponsoring the broadcast.
Great.
Smulligan's Pizza and Barbecue. They relocated to Moses Lake and are working on getting that thing fully set up. But you can pick up food there, pizzas and that sort of a thing. And then the newest one is the Guard Public House. Have you been down there yet?
I have. Yes, I have eaten there. It's really good.
Yeah, good food, a good mix of food. Some it even makes you feel fancy there sometimes with some good. You can get duck there and all sorts of stuff.
Different things than Royal City is used to, but I think it's a great change. I think bringing some sophistication into Royal a little bit, not bad. I'll take it.
A few of our newer sponsors, TP Septic. Those guys are always indispensable.
Number one in the business of number two. Is that what they say?
Number one in the number two business.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you're going to be number one in something.
Yeah. You might as well.
Why not be number one in the number two business? So, captain's at midfield here. Hey, Riley, you don't seem to me like a guy that gets his hair cut very often.
No, I don't like getting my hair cut.
But when you do, every now and then, when your mom negotiates a deal with you to get you to cut your hair, you might try Roots Salon in Moses Lake.
I absolutely have tried Roots Salon in Moses Lake, and I highly recommend it.
Okay, good.
If someone is going to cut my hair, which is not very often, Roots is who I choose to cut my hair.
All right. Well, that's quite a testimonial for a guy that
really
has...
It sounds like I'm hyping up this, like I'm just doing this for this is true. The last haircut I got, probably the last 2 or 3 haircuts I've got are at Roots Salon.
For a guy that's... For a guy that really doesn't like scissors anywhere near his head, that's quite the testimonial.
I couldn't give a better
welcome
testimonial.
Welcome everybody to David Nelson Memorial Field for tonight's game between the Othello Huskies and the Royal High Knights.
I always do this. I always assign Ryan when he's here to pay attention to the coin toss and see what happened.
I didn't know.
What I do know is that Othello was receiving. So I assume that means that Royal won the toss and chose to defer.
Yes, that is a good assumption to make. Not always the case, but I also would assume that.
So what we'll have is the Knights will be kicking off to the Huskies.
And then we're
we've got a few minutes here to introduce the starters on defense for the Knights. And then I don't think the Huskies actually allow their roster to be announced at the beginning of the game. I think they have
the defensive line,
more
number
of
56,
kind of a team concept
You're
mentality.
right.
Eddie Jimenez, a 3-year starter
number
for the Knights.
A senior, Manny Sandoval. At defensive line, number 70, a junior, Denton Jenks.
Denton playing 2 ways on the offensive and defensive front.
Number 34, a junior, Caleb Hernandez.
There's a lot of seniors on this team, and when they graduate, that's going to leave a lot of holes. But you're hearing a few juniors that start, and they're going to be definitely the basis for building the team next year.
Yeah, I think we have quite a few juniors that are, like you said, in the action right now, that will be in the action tonight, that are ready to continue that on next year for sure.
Dylan Allred, one of them, getting the start tonight at middle linebacker.
Number 81, a senior, Gunnar Anderson.
Gunnar led the Knights in interceptions in the spring
season. Number 24, a senior, Eric Myrick. The defensive back, number 82, a senior, Jace Allred.
Jace moves into a starting cornerback position this year.
Number 4, a senior,
replacing, there's had to replace
and the rest of the night.
Farias. No, not Angel.
Not Angel.
If his family's listening, I apologize. Aldo Farias, who was great starter and probably my favorite play of all time. Actually, him and his brother both have 2 of my favorite plays of all time. For Angel, it was the diving catch against Okanagan in Wenatchee where he was completely horizontal, reached out with one hand and caught it, and it was being pass interfered with at the same time. And then Angel in the state championship game when we had gone behind late in the game against Linden Christian, got behind the defense for a 70-yard touchdown where they didn't even come within 10 yards of him after he got the ball. So, that Frias family's been great for the Royal football program, that's for sure. No Frias is on the squad this year. It will be Angel Vega with kicking duties for the Knights. Last year he was the kick-off man but didn't kick field goals and extra points. This year he's doing all of that.
Angel Vega set to kick for the Knights.
Did I say Angel Vega?
Angel Vega.
Thought that's what I said,
I
but
think
then
that's
when
what you said.
But then when I heard Paul say it, I started to second guess myself.
You were talking about Angel Frias.
Right, that's why I was concerned.
Angel Vega is the kicker.
Kick is up and handled at about the 5-yard line. It'll be a middle return. Looks like Dylan Allred there to stack him up, along with number 31, Caleb Hernandez. Doesn't get past the 15. They may spot him just outside the 15.
Dylan Allred with the tackle for the Knights.
Well done there for the Knights.
Yeah,
Caleb
did a great job as the outside contain guy, keeping him in.
Yeah, Caleb will get a half tackle at the most, but he really is the guy that slowed him down and forced or allowed Dylan to get down there and get in the play. Being that the Huskies like to run an option, we're going to see Avery Ellis playing a little bit more of an outside linebacker role and Dylan Allred playing his inside linebacker role. Handoff to the right-hand side. Ball goes to number 3, starting tailback Ezra Gonzalez.
Derek Bergeson getting up off the bottom of that pile. Derek was there. I saw Dylan in there too. Good read by the linebackers, getting to him early.
Looks like there's no gain on the play. Bring up second down.
No gain on the play. Several Knights in on that stop.
Quarterback is number 12, Jose De Leon. Looks like they may be calling an audible. He's got 2 men in the backfield behind him. And early on here in the game, it's going to force the Othello Huskies call a timeout. Trying to go to an audible, not sure what to do. They're going to call a timeout and discuss it. We'll take a quick timeout, too. You're watching Royal Knights Football at RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Mud, no problem. Bugs, no problem. Nasty road salt, no problem. Splash and Dash can handle it all. Our amazing features include undercarriage wash, hot wax, clear coat protectant, and 24/7 service. Our floor heat and automatic doors keep us open even on the coldest and snowiest of days. And to top it all off, unlike the Knights, our vacuums suck. We know the road to the dome is a dirty one. Let Splash and Dash be a part of your game plan. Follow us on Facebook at Splash and Dash Car and Truck Wash for special promotional offers. Locally owned and operated, we truly care about our customers.
Quick timeout for the Huskies to regroup. Second down and 10. It's going to be a pitch to the right-hand side. That's Gonzalez again. It's like he's stacked up, maybe even lose a yard.
Yeah, Knights got to him early. Little loss on the play. Dylan, one of the primary Knights in on the tackle. Another good read by Dylan.
Off the yard.
You know, it's funny when I talked to Coach Allred before the season started, and he was lamenting whether or not Dylan was going to actually be a starter, and he's like, he's an all-league linebacker. I've got to figure out how to get him on the field.
Absolutely. I'm glad that they did.
Going to be some motion here. We'll see if it's the Knights that drew them off. No, they're going to say it was the left tackle or the tight end on the left-hand side who jumped. It's going to be 5-yard penalty, back them up again, instead of 3rd and 11, 3rd and 16. This defensive alignment, I think, that the Knights have with Avery Ellis on the outside and Dylan helping Derek at middle linebacker is specifically designed to try to get Othello into these situations, to take away the edge.
Yeah.
and force them into long down and distance situations. It's not that they're not capable of making plays in this situation, but it's certainly not what they want to be 3rd and 2, not 3rd and 16.
Absolutely.
Get the pass out to an open number 44. Nice throw there to David Allegria. But he's still going to be short. He's going to pick up about 8 yards. And he's going to come up limping. I didn't see who made the tackle. He caught the ball on the flat, had some room to move. When he turned upfield, he got hit fairly quickly.
Yeah, it was, I think it was Derek. It was Derek Bergeson that was on good coverage on a linebacker that dropped back and covered him. And Gunner was there, too, as the corner. Came in to help.
So a completed pass for DeLeon.
Yeah, they're going to help him off the field. He's really hurting.
Well, and the problem is, I mean, I hope that he is able to stretch that out or, overcome that, because he's also a pivotal part of their defense. And, we want to play teams, especially at this time of the year, we want to play them at full strength.
Yeah, you never like to see kids go down.
No, and he's a big part of what they do. That's number 44, David Allegria, being helped off. So it'll be a punting situation, 4th down and 7 here for the Huskies. Low snap, and he's not going to get a chance to get a kickoff as it goes through his legs, skips through his legs. And, it's one thing to try to handle a snap in the rain, but when it's on the ground, that makes it nearly impossible to pick it up cleanly with the pressure coming for the Knights. So Knights are going to have excellent field position is a bit of an understatement.
That's a good start.
They're going to have the ball at about the 7-yard line here.
Eric Myrick, the tackler there, good, getting pressure in quick. Yeah, the Knights just are so quick, so fast they get in there. Talk about a slippery ball on a wet night, let alone having guys like Eric Myrick coming running at your face.
Give me your first play prediction here, Riley.
It's going to be an out from the inside guy. No, it's just going to be Derek.
That's what I heard you say.
Right.
That's what I heard you say.
Derek is going to touch the ball, and instead of getting rid of it like I thought, he's just going to keep it and run into the end zone almost untouched.
Okay. Well, it was almost hard to tell the difference between your prediction.
What was in my mind and what
happened.
Came out were two different things. I got to kind of oil up the gears to get back into the groove.
Well, it was probably a run pass option. So I mean, you were probably half right.
He got to choose. It's not my fault. It's his fault.
Yeah, pretty much. Dylan Allred, the holder. Angels kick, actually blocked.
Extra point blocked.
So extra point, no good. But just 2 minutes and 3 seconds into the game, the Knights take advantage of a turnover, essentially, and score from 7 yards out to make it 6-0. You're watching Royal Knights football at royalknightsfootball.com. Talked about the contributions of Slag Callahan. That's one of them right there, giving us his rendition of the Royal Fight Song.
I love it.
Two things. One, I love that version. And two, we don't get a hit from YouTube for playing proprietary music.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, boy.
Little bit of mishandle. Let's see. It might have gone to the Knights. It looks like maybe it did. As two guys for the Huskies had hands on it. They're going to say it was number 80, Adriel DeLeon, the junior, that fell on it and came up with it. It looked like it was still loose, and one of the Knights had a shot at it, but they're not going to give it to him.
Nope. He definitely fumbled it, but I just don't think he had control over it.
That may have been Justin Smith down there, or 31, Caleb Hernandez?
Yeah, Caleb Hernandez was
Okay.
definitely. I think
I
Caleb
couldn't
ended
tell
up
if it was
with
a 21 or a
Huskies at the
31.
21-yard
So
line.
I'm happy to give both of them credit.
Well, yeah.
So looks like Avery Ellis is going to line up on the wide side of the field as that outside linebacker to try to force them back to the short side of the field. They want to run that triple option. They're going to give it to a fullback, different fullback this time. Instead of 44, it's going to be number 36, 38? 38. That's the Freeman kid, isn't it? Pretty sure. That's Terrell Freeman.
For the Huskies. Out across.
He's a junior, and he's the guy that's in there to replace Allegria.
On the tackle.
Ferguson and Anderson on the tackle for the Knights.
I wasn't sure where they took that ball from, how many yards that was. Out to the 39. Ball's on the ground, still around, bouncing around. And it looks like the Knights jump on this one.
Right, Knights recover. Yeah, just a mishandled snap there. It almost looked like they were maybe trying the triple option again. He faked the handoff and came to come back around to the wide side of the field and slipped out of his hands. Knights jump on the ball.
You know, you talk about passing and catching the ball in rainy weather, but handoffs can be just as tricky, especially when you're trying to be a little deceptive with your handoffs.
Yes.
And so that's essentially two turnovers in a row here, but the Knights have the ball back already on the Othello side of the field from the 40-yard line. Ferguson looks to pass, throws in the flat, intended for his brother Luke, but that's actually intercepted, goes right into the hands of an Othello Husky. That's number three, who is Ezra Gonzalez, outside linebacker, who also doubles as their tailback.
Brought down by Ellis.
Yeah, there were two Knights within range of that throw, but I do think you're right that it was intended for Luke. But it went over the head of somebody else and just behind Luke, and Gonzalez happened to be standing in the right spot.
Lots of turnovers so far early here in this bad weather. But I think that was impressive just to catch that ball. Derek whipped that thing. That thing was coming. Stuck right in his hands. It's going to be a give up the middle. Three Knights are going to converge.
Gonzalez with the carry.
Be another no-gain play.
Sandoval and Ellis both in on that stop. No gain on the play.
Sandoval and Ellis, the Knights in on that tackle, got to him quick.
Well, whether Gonzalez has success tonight running the ball or not, he's going to be sore in the morning.
Yep, he's already doing a lot of work, and he's already getting hit doing that work. When you've got Avery out there, he gets up there so quick. He makes great reads, and he's in the backfield. No one's getting to him.
This is a big Othello Husky offensive line matched up against kind of a smaller, quicker defensive front for the Knights. Keeper by the quarterback. He's going to pick up, looks like maybe about 5 yards. That's his first carry. DeLeon.
Brought down by Anderson.
Gunnar Anderson from the safety position coming up to make that tackle. Good read by Gunnar.
The Huskies going to call their second timeout already here.
The 41-yard line.
Only 4 minutes into the game. We'll take a quick timeout as well. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
My name is Chris Culbertson. I own Colby's Greenhouse. We grow 3 to 4 million plants a year. We put 1 million miles a year on our rigs. We service a dozen farm vehicles. I've been a good Napa customer. This is the first business truck that I ever bought, so it's had a lot of Napa parts. The one thing I like about my local Napa store, I just call them up and say, hey, they know who I am. I would recommend that anyone shop at Napa. Great prices, great availability, excellent warranty. Napa's the one for us.
Napa, get the good stuff.
Your day means getting from point A to point B, as in bank or ballet. G for gym, W for work. When what you drive needs tires or service, get to Point S, Tire and Auto, a trusted neighbor with the right tires for how and where you drive, and certified techs to take care of what you drive. So you get
Huskies with the rollout, floating pass. Look like, it could have been intercepted, but one of the receiver turned into a defender and kept, see, who was that? Eric Myrick from catching the ball is incomplete. good pressure coming from the left side on De Leon, forcing him to throw a ball that was a little bit wobbly up for grabs. Myrick not able to grab it, mostly because the receiver tackled him from behind as soon as he touched the ball. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Huskies line up to go for it.
Pitch to the right side. It's going to be a quick pooch punt. Nobody back for the Knights, but that's okay. They'll let it roll dead and take it wherever it ends up. Better play it safe.
It's always an interesting call, that little pooch punt. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The Knights didn't send anybody back, and then you kick it, and there's nobody back there to grab it. But
few teams like to do that. Walluk's kind of known for that kind of a scenario in the past with maybe, I don't know about with this current coaching staff there, but so Knights threw an interception on their last possession. And this time they will have much farther to go than they did the last couple drives on their own 18-yard line. 7.5 minutes left in the first quarter, so not much time's gone off the clock. Ferguson drops back, looks over the middle. Another interception. No. That was supposed to go to Gunner. Gunner never saw it coming. Who made that tackle over there?
That's intercepted.
I didn't see who made the tackle. Isaiah Garcia for the Huskies on the interception.
Yeah.
Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia with the interception. So Ferguson's thrown 2 passes, and they've both been interceptions.
22-yard line, first
and I don't know the miscommunication there. I think Gunner was trying to get behind the safety. Derek threw kind of a line drive right at him.
Yeah.
And he hadn't even turned for the ball yet.
I was excited because it looked like Gunner had him beat. If that was up over the top, they might have had a chance, but lasered it in there, and he was in good position.
De Leon under center here. Inside handoff to the fullback. That's Freeman. He's going to pick up a couple yards, maybe 2.
Dylan Allred sneaks in there for the
Freeman
tackle.
On the carry brought down by Sandoval. Gained a couple of yards. It's 2nd and 8 from the 20.
You know, Dylan didn't start last week on defense, but he may end up being the leading tackler tonight.
He's
You've called his
really
name.
well.
You've called his name quite a few times.
I'm excited to see him out there. I just think that he deserves to be out there and can make a big difference.
De Leon's going to put his tail back in the slot, have one guy behind him, and hand off to that single running back for another few yards, maybe 3 or 4.
Dylan Allred.
I don't know if that was I think that was Derek and not Dylan. It's number 5 and number 6.
Yeah,
so
it can be.
I think it was Derek, and then Dylan jumped on top, but I think Derek got to him first. But they love that little dive play, and that can be tough to challenge that dive play when they're just a quick handoff right up the middle when you've got guys spread out too.
And you got a very big offensive line.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll do the same thing they did last time, which is move the tailback into the slot and run the exact same play with the hope of being able to just grind things out. Looks like they're going to pick up a first down. Ball goes from the 16 down to the 10, 6-yard gain.
Derek Ferguson there first, maybe tripped him up. Sandoval ended up taking him down all the way. Another decent gain for the Huskies.
First and goal here for the Huskies. Only trailing 6-0, so trying to impose their will in the running game between the tackles right now. And if I were them, I'd stick with it. We'll see if they get impatient, try to do something else, but I'd stick with it. Go to the outside to the tailback instead. He's going to be brought down by looks like Caleb Hernandez.
Yep.
After a gain of 1.
Brought down by Hernandez.
Yeah, good read by Caleb on another misdirection type of play. They fake to that fullback to one side and then come back almost like a counter to the other side to the tailback, and Caleb did a great job.
Yeah, a little misdirection there, trying to fake that dive and go the opposite side. We'll see what they do here. 2nd down and 9. Essentially the same play. stacked up after a short
On the
game.
carry, first hit by Derek Bergeson. The other Knights helping.
Plenty of Knights there, just a big pile.
Third and goal
Derek,
from the
one of the
6-yard
first
line.
ones there. Derek Bergeson, number 6, one of the first ones there for the Knights. Slow him down.
Going to be a 3-yard gain going for the 9 to the 6. Bring up third down.
Yeah, the Knights' offensive line having their work cut out for them right now as the Huskies are moving the ball and those plays right up the middle.
Gonzalez goes out to the slot.
Timeout, Huskies.
And DeLeon doesn't like something he sees. They're going to call their third timeout. They'll be out of timeouts for the rest of the half. And we'll take a quick timeout, too. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Just like Royal Football beats up on opponents, Fielding Law Group beats up on insurance companies. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give Fielding Law Group a call and join a winning team. You've got a friend in Fielding. Go Knights.
TP Septic has been servicing the Columbia Basin's residential and commercial needs for over 30 years. We're here to pump you out. Or service septic tanks, unclog pipes, or drop off a portable toilet. We do it all. Call TP Septic today at 488-2844 or find us online at tpseptic.com. Be sure to also find us on Instagram and Facebook. TP Septic. We're number 1 in the number 2 business.
Do you think they had to wrangle Craig into doing that, or do you think he had his hand up volunteering right away?
No, he was ready for that.
Okay, all right. Third and goal from the 6. Gonzalez to the slot. Now he goes in motion to the right. Looking to pass. Pressure's coming. It's going to be overthrown.
Pass attempt into the end zone falls incomplete.
DeLeon gets knocked to the ground as he tries to throw that up over the top. Intended receiver was Garcia, number 2.
Eddie Jimenez, one of the Knights, putting the pressure on. Caleb Hernandez was there too. Almost looked like, you know, that Tim Tebow, like
a jump pass
kind of thing. Like that is what it kind of felt like.
Well, I think they tried to send Gonzalez in motion to clear out a linebacker, and I don't think it worked. So looks like the Huskies are going to attempt a field goal here to try to at least get some points on the board. The kick is up, and it's good. So the Othello Huskies score the first points against this Knights defense on the season. But I would also say that the Knights defense was in a tough spot and held up pretty well to hold them to a field goal.
Yep, absolutely.
4-1 to go in the first quarter. Knights 6, Huskies 3.
We'll take a quick break and be back for the kickoff.
Subway has so much new it didn't fit in their last ad, like this new and improved steak and cheese, loaded with our new tender steak that's marinated and thicker sliced on our new artisan Italian bread. Man, you covered up the foot long. The Eat Fresh Refresh at Subway.
It's your family road trip, your limousine, your business. It's what you drive. Take care of it at Point S Tire and Auto Service. For tires and expert service you can trust. Get to the point. Point S, expert service guaranteed.
So 8 minutes into the game, it looks like we still got a baseball score here.
Yeah, we do.
6-3 in this weather, low-scoring affair so far. Huskies set to kick off. Back deep for the Knights. Can you tell who that is? Looks like it's Myrick
and Myrick.
It'll be a short kick that's going to bounce.
Jump on it.
Same idea that the Huskies struggled with. Looked like Luke was going to pick it up, and then it bounced kind of off his chest, and Eric dove forward and picked it up, or dropped on it, right at the 20-yard line, so might as well be a touchback here. And Knights will have 80 yards to navigate here.
Yeah, not a bad decision. Just jump on it. You know, don't take that risk of getting hit and losing the ball maybe. So Knights will take over on their own 20. Let's hope they can move the ball a little bit better than the last couple drives.
I don't know how Derek will do if he throws an interception on this one.
Keep throwing it. It'll come.
Hand off to Avery Ellis up the middle. Gets a good push
Ellis on the carry takes it out to the 30.
Led up front by Eddie Jimenez, the tackle.
26-yard line.
It's going to be a 6-yard gain.
It's one of those little bit slow developing plays. Almost, he's in shotgun, so it's going to be a little bit of a delayed handoff, but he snuck through the line. Ended up being a really good run after being congested right at the handoff.
Knights with 2 receivers wide to either side. Derek's going to keep the ball after faking to Avery this time. He's going to pick up the first down, and while he's dragging defenders, they're trying to rip the ball out of his hands instead of bring him down. Eventually, it's Gonzalez that brings him down, outside linebacker.
Another DeLeon, Adriel DeLeon.
Ball goes from the 26 to the 43. 17-yard gain.
I think we worried that if Derek was going to be at quarterback, how he was going to be impactful beyond just throwing the ball, but just like that.
Just like that. Shotgun again. This time he looks to throw the pass. A little high, intended for Edgar De La Rosa on the Othello sideline. So Derek's got 3 attempts and yet to complete one to his own team.
To his own team. Overthrew there. In Ellensburg, the first couple of throws, he had trouble bringing him down into his guys early on too. I think that he'll just settle in just like he did in Ellensburg. We need him to keep throwing the ball, and it'll happen for him.
2nd down and 10. Hand off to Avery Ellis up the middle, makes a nice move, cut. Runs over the safety for an extra 3 or 4 yards. Ball comes loose, but the back judge says that he was already down.
De Leon on the tackle.
Ball goes from the 43 to the other 43, so a 14-yard gain.
De Leon there for the Huskies. I want to say, there for the tackle, but almost there for the tripping hazard.
This is what I used to tell the grid kids. When you have to make a tackle, whatever it takes. Even if he trips, if he is tackled because he tripped in your face mask.
He's down. Low snap.
Another handoff to Ellis, picking his way through and then finding defensive backs like a heat-seeking missile going after safeties. He's going to pick up another 13 yards on that carry.
He's looking really good. That's another play where he just makes a good cut right at the line of scrimmage and then turns on the jets. Makes a great run.
Yeah, he's doing a good job reading his blocks initially, and then when he gets to that linebacker level, he's just squaring up those shoulder pads and running people down. This one's going to be a pitch to the outside instead. He gets to the outside edge, but we're going to get a holding penalty called on that outside edge. I'm not sure that I agree with that because I think he let him turn loose when the defender turned to get loose. He wasn't impeded from making that turn, but my opinion means absolutely nothing down on the field.
Sorry about that.
Well, my opinion means nothing most everywhere I go. My home, here in the booth.
Yeah, with your wife sitting next to you. You better be careful.
Holding penalty takes it back to the 41-yard line.
They're going to say that hold happened 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. So an 11-yard penalty overall. 1st down and 21. The bright side is it's still 1st down.
Yeah.
Took the ball to Avery twice, and you got 1st down, right?
That's right.
Formulaic here as he's gotten 11 yards per carry so far in his first 3 carries.
We were here 2 plays ago.
Yeah. Little confusion in the lineup there. Knights get square, and then we're going to have a 5-yard penalty against the Huskies as the hard count brings pretty much the entire front 5 across the line for Othello. So after an 11-yard penalty, the Knights will nearly split that in half. Move the ball back to the Othello 36-yard line. Ferguson drops back. Pressure coming from the outside. He's throwing to his brother Luke. Overthrows him down the right sideline. They're just not able to find his rhythm. Probably throwing more line drives than getting a little bit of touch on it, but that'll come.
That'll come. when you can throw the ball as hard as Derek does, I imagine that
you want to muscle everything up.
It's fairly easy to just launch it down there.
Single coverage on Edgar De La Rosa out here far left. What do we got? We got an official's timeout. Something going on. Oh, the defender that was covering down that right sideline, down on a knee, coming up a little bit lame. He's going to have to come off the field for at least a play. He's not sure whether he wants to go off under his own power or let his teammates assist him a little bit. But
I don't even know. They weren't even really tangled up over there. He must have just overstrided it.
I mean, that could happen to me getting out of bed in the morning these days. So
I hate to say it, but I'm well on my way to that point as well. I had to retire from softball this year just so I wouldn't hurt myself.
Now, was that your own decision, or did somebody come and have a sit-down with you?
My wife is playing, but she said I couldn't. So she said, I'm going to hurt myself, or just take it easy. I'm a 100% all the time kind of guy, so she's
she's
probably right.
You don't know how to throttle back?
No, I don't.
Yeah, like your father-in-law. Have you ever watched him play softball?
No.
Oh, man. Derek throws the out pass this time and skips it in the ground, intended for Avery Ellis out in the flat. It's going to be incomplete, bring up third down at about 16. Yeah, I saw your father-in-law one time slide too soon into second base on a double or a potential double.
Oh, nice.
And have to crawl on his belly the last 8 feet.
Yeah,
and
that's shameful.
Yeah, I mean, he was safe.
He made it.
Derek looking to the right side, back to the left, throws it up high over the top, and it looks like it was intended for Luke, but Luke lost it in the lights.
Yeah.
The Knights didn't pick up, so that's 2 downs with incomplete deep passes, so they haven't been able to eat into this long down and distance. It's going to bring up 4th down and 16 for the Knights.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I also don't think they'll punt.
No, I don't think they will. And it just seemed like Luke, I think you're right, he just kind of lost it. And almost like he wasn't running after the ball. He was just running, waiting to see what was going to happen, and fell down right in front of him.
I don't know if he lost it with the rain and the lights. It's one thing to lose it in the lights, but when there's rain and lights lined up, it can be really difficult. I don't mean to give him excuses, but 4 wide receivers to the left. 1 to the right. And we've got a penalty from the back judge.
Usually delay of game.
It's usually a delay of game. It didn't feel like a delay of game.
No, it did not.
But 4th and 16 goes 4th and 21. And I still feel like they won't punt. Knights punted once last week. Still empty backfield. Derek in shotgun all by himself. 4 receivers flooding the zone on the left. It's going to be an inside pass to Luke. Nice catch. He's going to pick up 14, 15 yards, but not enough for the first down.
But a good completion. A good completion. We're headed in the right direction, even though we turn over on downs.
Well, it's something to build on.
Yeah.
Sure.
You got to see the positives.
Huskies will have the ball. We're still in the first quarter. 1 minute and 16 seconds left in the first quarter. The Knights have a 6-3 lead. It's the first quarter that's been kind of full of turnovers and some sloppy play by both teams. 44 Allegria still not back into the game, so they may be going the rest of the way without him at fullback. Pass to the edge to the sideline, but they're going to say incomplete, that he was out of bounds. May have caught it, but caught it out of bounds. Going to be an incomplete pass for De Leon.
It was great coverage by Luke. He was right on him, but it was underthrown enough that when you're the defender on throws like that, the receiver has the advantage to be able to see it and come back to it.
Yeah, they talk about that back shoulder pass, but at this level, I just think a lot of times
it's just an accident.
Didn't get thrown far enough.
It's just an accident.
Because there's a definite art and mechanic to the back shoulder pass that's not easy to figure. This is going to be a run up the middle. Gonzalez It's going to pick up
Gonzalez brought down by Derek
a
Ferguson.
few, maybe 4, 5. They're going to give him 5.
Gain on the play, 3rd and 5.
That's his 6th carry.
Derek Ferguson on the tackle.
6th carry for a total of 8 yards. So it's been that's by far his best run so far on the night. 3rd down and 5. Big play here for the Huskies. If they don't convert, they'll have to punt right back to the Knights. De Leon in the backfield. Almost intercepted. Almost intercepted. Gunnar Anderson, the tip pass, he reached back and tried to snag it and pull it in. And just wasn't able to. Would have been pretty impressive in this weather if he would have pulled that in. He has led the Knights in interceptions throughout the spring, and a lot expected of him at that safety position.
Good coverage by Luke. Got his hand on it and put it up in the air for Gunnar to even have a chance, so that's great.
Knights playing primarily a single safety. We're going to have a encroachment penalty. I wondered if they were going to call that, but I didn't see him throw a flag as the right side of the Knights defensive front tried to get a little bit of an early start.
5-yard penalty from the 36-yard line.
De Leon under center from their own 35-yard line. One man in the backfield. He's going to hand it off. Good push from the line up front. Allows him to pick up probably about 5 yards.
Gary Ferguson brings down Freeman at the 40-yard line.
That's Freeman this time, number 38.
2nd and 6.
Picks up about 4 yards there. Like you said, a good push by the offensive line.
That's the end of the first quarter. Knights 6, Huskies 3.
I can go at half.
That's the end of the first quarter. Score of 6-3 still. Knights lead.
We'll take a break and be back with second quarter action. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
All growers know that water is not only a key to life, but also a key to their success. The age-old question must always be answered: when to water and how much? Fortunately, the team at Principal Ag makes it easier to answer those questions correctly than ever before. Did you know that good soil water management also improves nutrient uptake and crop storability? Let them provide you with the data and tools that you need to make effective decisions in managing your resources and optimizing your production. They can help you monitor and measure your soil moisture, environmental variables, plant water use, and more with a suite of sensors and imaging tools that deliver actionable data wherever you are. The best part is that when you call, they answer. With unparalleled service, Gents, Mike, and the rest of the team are ready to meet with you in the office or in the field to provide training, insight, and experience.
Second down and 6 here for the Huskies. Trying a little bit of a hard count. They're going to throw the ball to the outside to Gonzalez. Eric Myrick does a nice job from that outside linebacker position to hustle up and limit Gonzalez to about a 1-yard gain.
Gonzalez with the reception.
A great play by Myrick. He just uses his speed to get out there and
with the tackle.
Doesn't let the receiver get around the corner. Great stop. Get him on just a short gain. Brings up 3rd down and about 4. Huskies under center, 1.
Oh, 3rd and 4 just became 3rd and 9.
Yeah.
One of the offensive linemen on the left-hand side of the Huskies line stepped forward before the ball was snapped.
A little anxious, a little excited.
False start penalty, 5 yards, 3rd and 9.
So we'll see if that puts the Huskies into a passing down situation here, or if they will still try to keep the ball on the ground. We haven't seen much of the triple option yet, but it's definitely a major part of their game plan in the past. We won't see it here again as there's only one running back. It's going to be a throw to the outside, And Caleb Hernandez right there quickly on Garcia to prevent him from bringing it in. Going to be an incomplete pass by De Leon. Going to bring up 4th down and 9 for the Huskies.
Another great coverage by one of our linebackers, seeing the guy coming out of the backfield, chasing him down. Great coverage by Caleb there.
Your punting situation with Luke Bergeson back for the Knights. Heels on about his own 35-yard line. Pressure comes, the kick gets away. Luke's going to catch it, work to his right. He's got a lane, and he steps out of sides. Out of bounds. They're going to blow that whistle. I don't know. It looked like all of a sudden he just put on the brakes, but he knew he stepped out of bounds. I didn't know he stepped out of bounds.
I don't know. I only knew because he kind of slowed down.
It's going to give great field position to the Knights on the Othello side.
Luke Ferguson returns it to the 37
Knights nursing just a 6-3 lead. Really need to put a couple scores together here before the halftime break. Still 10 minutes left in the second half. So plenty of second quarter. So plenty of time, 10 minutes and 40 seconds. Plenty of time for the Knights to find their rhythm. Maybe a handoff to Avery Ellis. Hesitation step. And then bowling over defensive backs as he's going to pick up
defenders inside the 25
another 12, 13 yards.
Yeah. Just a bully. Just a bully out there.
At the 24, 1st and 10.
He's knocking people down every step he takes, taking them with him, pushing them out of the way.
This time Avery Ellis to the outside, reading his blocks. And not wanting to go down easy.
Takes it down to the 20.
Doesn't pick up 13 this time, but picks up a few, probably 4.
Parrish there for the Huskies to make the tackle. Gain of 4 yards at 2nd and 6.
Another good hard run. It's one of those ones where you're running to the wide side of the field, and so it feels like you're probably running 25 yards to get 4 yards gain. But again, making people miss, running over people still on a big sweep.
Well, and very intent on being the hammer instead of the nail.
Yeah.
Bat snap picked up, handed to Ellis to the outside. He makes a move on that outside linebacker, gets around him. There's going to be a penalty flag thrown. We'll see what that might be because 3 officials all threw their flag all into the same area.
They all must have seen the same thing. I don't know what they saw, though.
White hat's going to tell us. Blindside block. Is that what he did? Did he do that 2 hands together?
Yeah, he did this. So just an illegal block.
An illegal block. I didn't even see anybody out there. I thought Avery was by himself out there.
Yeah, I thought so too. The only other one I saw was...
it's a legal block. Illegal use of the hands.
The only other one I saw was De La Rosa, but he kind of felt like he came in late. I don't know that he did anything to affect the play. I don't know. Obviously, somebody did something. They all threw the flag at the same time.
Yeah, they all threw it at the same time, so it'll likely show up on film.
After the penalty, marked at the
2nd down and 15. Boy, the Knights have just really made their life harder than they need to here in this first half on the offensive side of the ball. Going to be an inside toss to Eric Myrick going around the right-hand side. Well done. Lead blockers out in front. He's going to pick up I think he's going to pick up the first down. The ball goes from the 29. We'll see where they spot it. 29 to the 13. So a 16-yard gain for Myrick on his first carry.
It was like a little, like a shovel pass. Shuffle.
I've heard it called shuffle. I've heard it called shovel pass. I've heard it called shuttle pass.
Oh, my gosh. Any one of those that you want is one of those.
Give up the middle, Avery Ellis. They're going to spot him at the 1.
Freeland on the tackle.
Kind of got drugged from behind, and so his knees go down. Knights line up quick to try and sneak in here. Derek keeps it up the middle, waiting for the signal.
And they call it.
Touchdown Knights on the sneak from Derek Bergeson. After a couple of good runs from both Avery Ellis and Eric Myrick.
Ferguson keeps it up the middle for the touchdown.
Technically, Myrick's was a reception.
Okay, yeah, because it's that shuttle shuffle.
Hard, yeah, you don't think
shuffle.
about it that way. It's hard to catch sometimes, but yeah.
He did run a lot, though. Angel Vega to kick the extra point.
Hold is down. And kick is
no
not good. Not good, but 9 minutes and 3 seconds left in the second quarter, and the Knights extend their lead to a score of 12-3. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com. So Vega set to kick off. Struggled with the extra point so far tonight. See if he can get a good kick deep here for the Knights. He's going to go down to about the 12-yard line. Mishandled, bouncing around. Another one of the Huskies drops on it about the 21-yard line. So they'll maintain possession.
I guess if you're not going to catch it cleanly, you might as well kick it forward 10 yards and jump on top of it. Not a bad way to go.
Do you think they practice that?
I don't know. I hope not. But you never know.
Well, they've executed. Whether they practiced or not.
Yeah, if that's what they meant to do, wow.
Knights about due to force a turnover here again. What do you think?
Yeah, it's time.
I formation in the backfield behind De Leon. And that ball's loose. Avery Ellis in the backfield. And the Knights think they have it, but the officials haven't said anything yet. Two guys tussling for it, but Avery Ellis was back there so quickly.
He grabbed two guys.
He hit the running back as the running back was trying to make the fake dive handoff. It was going to be a speed option to the other side here, to the short side of the field. De Leon falls on the ball, but it's going to be a 3-yard loss.
You almost called it.
I almost called it.
That was good.
No, if I would have called it, it would have been good.
I mean, yeah, I guess. It would have been better.
I have high expectations of myself.
Rightfully so.
That way I always have a reason
Nobody else
That's
does.
why I always have a reason to be disappointed. De Leon under center. Again, I formation. Knights bringing the pressure. It's going to be a quick pitch to the outside. And if that's Gonzalez, he was gobbled up in a hurry. You see if you can see some of the Knights back there. Give some credit.
Dylan and Avery and Eric Myrick are all back there.
On the carry, Dylan Allred.
Dylan was the first one there, I think, and then helped clean up by Avery and Myrick. But great job by Dylan to read that and get out there on that pitch. Coming from the middle linebacker spot, that's a great read.
Third down at the
loss of 5. So Gonzalez has 7 carries for 3 total yards. Third down and 17 here for the Huskies. Passing scenario, we'll see what they do. Pressure coming. They're going to hand it off up the middle and just play the field position game a little bit. Ray Seilers, number 50, one of the Knights, getting up from the bottom of that tackle. Looks like Dylan Allred in there also.
Absolutely.
Derek Allred also did on that tackle.
Yeah, playing that, it was just a delayed handoff. That
was it the fullback or the tailback?
No, it was the tailback, I think, because it was slow. It was slow developing, and then he just had nowhere to go.
No gain on the play. Oh, they said Derek Allred up top. Yeah, well, you know,
He'll like
nostalgic.
that. Yeah.
Punt is away. Luke picks it up cleanly. If he could get a block here, he sheds the first tackle attempt, gets around to the outside, works his way out of bounds at about the 27-yard line on the Othello side. So it'll be great field position again for the Knights. And we'll see, Knights have a tendency sometimes, so they're going to push it out to the 28. Have the ability, not tendency necessarily, but ability sometimes to score in bunches. And as much of a drought as there is in the middle of the at that last half of the first quarter and first half of the second quarter, there's a lot of pent-up offense, I think, that the Knights hopefully can draw upon here.
Yeah, they're definitely finding their groove a little bit. We'll see if they can continue to capitalize and move the ball.
It's been mostly the running game that's been effective here for the Knights. Avery Ellis, 62 yards rushing. This time it's going to be a screen pass inside to Luke Bergeson, and he's got a few blockers out front, avoids a few attempts, and gets into the end zone.
Beautiful.
No penalties, 28 yards, and that is the way its screen pass is supposed to look.
It was perfect. It was executed amazing. Offensive line out there to help him. He made some guys miss. He had some blocks downfield from the other receivers. Beautiful. Like you said, scoring in bunches, make it happen quick. Defense did their part to get the punt back, get the ball back. Offense hitting their stride. Feeling good.
Knights are going to go for 2 after a couple extra point issues. See Elijah Jinks into the game on the right-hand side of that receivers cluster. And we're going to look to pass the ball. Derek rolls out, tosses at the last second, knocked away defensively. Didn't catch that number 40, I think it was.
Knocked it away. I can't tell.
Perez Medina.
80.
Was it 80?
I think it might have been 80.
That was De Leon then. So 18-3, the Knights jump out in front with 2 quick scores. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Royal Dairy, dedicated to making the world's best ingredient, milk, for one of the world's greatest companies, Dairy Gold. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Royal Dairy, or check out our website at theroyaldairy.com.
If you want to be a winner, then get a turkey footlong from Subway. That's oven-roasted turkey, piled high with crisp veggies on freshly baked bread. So let's get out there and get those footlongs.
Vega sets the kick for the Knights.
Vega kicks off. Again, right to about the 8 or 9 yard line. They're going to bring it out. That's number 40. He's going to get stacked up just outside the 20. His helmet come off? No? He's coming up a little groggy. That's number 40, Ethan Perez Medina on the return. He's going to get about a 12-yard return or 13-yard return. Bring it out to the 22, maybe is where they're going to spot it.
Lane Smith and Cale Jenks in on that tackle together.
First down and 10 from the 22-yard line. Inside handoff. And a good surge by the offensive line. It's Freeman
brought down by Derek
on
Bergeson.
the carry. Derek Bergeson on the tackle.
Takes it out to the 28-yard line.
They've had good success with that inside handoff, quick handoff, dive right up the middle. Good push from the offensive line.
Yeah, it's mostly been Freeman at that fullback position. He's averaging 6 yards per carry. By far their most productive play. That big offensive line trying to lean on the front of the Knights. Inside handoff again. This one gets stacked up a little bit better, but there's a good push. He's going to probably pick up another 3 yards.
On the carry, Sandoval with the tackle. Ball's marked at the 31.
Sandoval on the tackle for the Knights.
It's 3rd down and 1.
You know, this does a couple things for the Huskies. They're moving the ball.
Yeah.
They're getting into the shorter down and distance, 3rd down and distance scenarios that they want to be in.
Yep, that's what they want.
And they're keeping the ball out of the hands of the Royal offense.
Yeah, they're moving the clock. Run the clock down.
De Leon trying to pull the Knights offside. And he's going to go with that handoff up front, but this time he's going to get hit by Avery and Derek both.
Yep.
And he's going to come up. He's going to lose 2 yards.
Yeah, Avery and Derek read that perfectly. Avery on that kind of outside linebacker, but up on the line of scrimmage.
Practically like a defensive end, right?
Yeah, like a stand-up defensive end, and he was right there to stuff it.
4th and 2, so looks like the Huskies are going to bring in the punt team. Knights are going to send Luke Bergeson back deep, but I'd also play it safe just a little bit if I were the Knights defense. Punt is away. Luke tries to chase it down. He's going to let it bounce and walk away from it. It's going to be stopped on about the 32-yard line of the Knights. That's where they'll take over with 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah, they finally kicked it away from Luke after two punts right at him, and he was able to get a decent return off of it. Kick it away from him this time.
I think I'd kick it square out of bounds if I were them, but.
Yeah, again, it's one of those things, do they do it on purpose or is it
happenstance? Lucky happenstance.
Lucky happenstance. Either way, Knights take over.
Bergson in the backfield, Ellis to his left. He's going to look to pass. He's going to roll to his left, fakes that pass, keeps the ball. He's hit hard, brought down. He's going to pick up a few yards. Who made that stop? Is that number 90?
No,
2-yard gain by
number
Derek
52.
Ferguson to the 34-yard
Prendergast.
line. 2nd and 8.
.52 Prendergast on the hard hit on Derek.
4 carries for 27 yards for Derek, but that's a little misleading because a couple of them were goal line touchdown runs. This pass goes outside. It's short and skipped. Intended for Jace Allred.
Incomplete. 3rd down.
I haven't heard much from Jace yet. He had 6 catches for 70 yards last week against Ellensburg. Was a pleasant surprise in his first year as a starter on both sides of the ball. 3rd down and 8. White Knights at the left hash here, so the wide side of the field has 3 receivers. I think we're going to get a timeout called by Coach Allred. And if they take a timeout, we'll take one too. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
At Simplot Grower Solutions, we believe our responsibility to the planet begins right here in our community, where we live, work, and play. Unity and pride drive a winning team of farmers, partners, and Simplot employees who work hard to feed our local communities and the world beyond. It's an honor to support the community that has supported our business year after year and generation to generation. Thanks for your partnership. Check out our website at simplot.com.
Hey guys, Micah Chen here from Cascadia Preps. Looking for the best coverage of high school football? Cascadia Preps is your #1 stop for all things high school football, team rankings, game analysis, and weekly podcasts from around the state. Visit us today at cascadiapreps.com.
Knights with an 18-3 lead, 3rd down and 8 from their own side of the field. Coach Allred called a timeout to make sure he got this play installed the way he wanted to. Derek with the pump fake, goes to throw the ball deep, but he's going to get brought down. Freeman, number 38, from his linebacker position, comes in and puts the pressure on. It's going to be a loss of probably 5 yards.
Seemed like they were looking for the big throw there down the field, and Knights had receivers down this way. If he could have got the ball off, there was a pretty good chance of at least getting it around some open receivers.
Double pump there. We didn't have time to get that second look. Edgar De La Rosa to punt over his head, but he's 6'4", so he reaches up and grabs it, gets a kickoff. Not a great kick, but gets a little bit of a roll in his favor, gets across midfield. Maybe the 48-yard line. The Huskies will start with this possession.
2:39 to go in the first half.
And a chance with 2 minutes and 39 seconds left to kind of control that clock, like we said. And hopefully for them, the end goal of trying to put some points on the board to carry a little bit of momentum into the second half.
Yeah, you don't want to. They're not in damage control yet. But they're just behind, so they got to start making some things happen if they've got any chance in this game.
Wait, are they going to play to try to win, or are they going to just play to save face? I guess a little bit, right?
I don't know what happened there. A missed snap. It was.
Yeah, it's going to be a procedure penalty against the Huskies. So that's not the best way to start this drive.
No.
Number 43.
DeLeon under center, I formation behind him. Going to hand off to the man up front. He's going to get stacked up. He's probably going to get forward progress of about a yard.
Freeman carried it.
Freeman again.
Met by 2 or 3 Knights.
Yeah, lots of Knights in on that stop. Just held him up, nowhere to go.
Might have gained a yard.
It's the natural progression for them in that series of that triple option look is eventually at some point to pull it out of his belly and try to work to the outside.
Come this way.
I just don't think that they feel like they have any confidence to the outside. So they've stuck with that dive. Quick pass attempt here. Good defense by Jace Allred in a better position than the receiver. And the receiver couldn't get around Jace to make a play as Jace was trying to find the ball himself. Intended receiver.
Third down.
Is that number 80?
Jace Allred there.
Turn sideways. Me either. I think it's number 80.
Yeah, and to your point about the triple option,
Adriel De Leon.
That's what Avery is going to be looking for. Avery's rushing in to meet that handoff, just like he did that other time when he met both of them together. He's going in and getting after that, so hopefully
the plan is to make you make a decision sooner than you want to.
Wow.
That time, De Leon brings down a spectacular catch. Luke Bergeson was in good field position, or in good defensive position, but it was a great catch for, let's see, 19 yards.
Yep. Yeah, a jump ball up there, just threw it up there, and the receiver made a good adjustment. So did Luke. But Huskies come down with it.
Yeah, De Leon really high-pointed that ball well. Some momentum, some movement on the left tackle, then movement on the receiver. Finally, they got to drop that penalty marker.
Procedure penalty against the Huskies will be 1st and 15 from the 42-yard line.
When I look on the screen here, it's hard to tell if it's still raining or not, but when you look up at the lights, it seems like it's coming down just as hard as it did early on.
Yeah, and it's not a lot, but it's enough to make it wet outside for sure.
Looks miserable out there.
Yeah, it does.
Another dive, maybe going to pick up a yard.
Sandoval brings down Freeman.
Sandoval on the stop on Freeman.
Yep.
Pickup of 1. That's 10 carries for 39 yards for Freeman. So he was averaging 6 yards a carry. That's worked its way down to just under 4 yards a carry.
Second down and 14 for the Huskies from the 41.
We haven't talked about the new turf, have we? I feel like Chevy Chase standing over the Grand Canyon. A little nod. Yep. Nice turf. Nice turf.
Beautiful new turf.
Ball's on the ground. It looks like the Knights pick it up.
Fumble on the play brought
Dylan Allred. Avery Ellis and Dylan Allred both dove for it. And looks like Dylan picks it up fumble recovery for the Knights. They're going to have the ball on their own 43-yard line.
Ball marked at the 43-yard line, 1st and 10 Knights. We have 38 seconds.
38 seconds for the Knights to cover.
To go in the half.
58 yards. That'd be a great momentum builder for the Knights going into the
might as well.
second half, right? Right. Rhetorical. I'd still have at least one, maybe 2 timeouts. Pass to the outside to Luke. Luke catches it, but there's going to be basically no gain as he has to go to the knee to grab it. Clock would run normally, so the Knights are going to call a timeout. It's going to be just a 4-yard gain.
Derek to Luke Ferguson.
Derek's only completed 4 out of 11.
2nd down 5 from the 48-yard line.
Time for him to make up for it in one fell swoop.
That's right. Let him give him some time. Let him load up and just launch. He can get it down there. We just got to give him some time to be able to get set. And
it's primarily been Luke as the target, but in these situations, I really like, especially on this short side of the field, Edgar De La Rosa, 6'4", if he's in single coverage, I like that. If Derek can get a touch on it over the top, he's got a very small cornerback up on him, but we'll see if what that safety reads. Instead, it's going to be a screen pass to Luke. He's got good blocking out front, gets to the safety level, and you're not going to catch him. He's gone.
Wow.
52 yards, no penalty markers, and that worked. That worked.
That's the second successful wide receiver screen pass for a touchdown tonight from Bergeson to Bergeson. Again, executed perfectly. Luke out there making people miss, getting some good blocks from the offensive line and from the receivers downfield.
That gives Luke 4 catches, 98 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Knights going to go back to the extra point here, give Angel Vega another chance. High snap. Allred brings it down, and the kick is wide to the right. But with 20 seconds left in the second quarter, the Knights extend their lead 24-3. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com. So Luke had 6 catches for 98 yards last week. He's got 4 catches for 98 yards in the first half this week.
Not bad.
Short kick, middle return, ball out to about the 35 or 36 or 37 yard line with 14 seconds left. I am going to guess that the Huskies will probably take a knee. If not, they'll probably just run dive. I don't think that they'll press something deep this time.
No, I don't think that.
But just in case, the Knights are going to bring out Myrick, the linebacker, and bring in Elijah Jinks as an extra defensive back as a safety. And they are going to run dive. Derek Bergeson with the stop. I almost did it too, didn't I? Going to be a 3-yard gain.
That's the end of the first half. Knights 24, Huskies 3.
So that ends the first half. The Knights have a 24-3 lead. Nothing feels like it's in danger, but certainly not seizing control. like they want to. They'll regroup here at halftime and come back out strong, and the Knights will also receive the kickoff, so they'll be able to set the tone early on potentially. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Washington Fruit and Produce halftime report. We're going to play a few ads first, and then we'll come back to you with some statistics and kind of a recap and what we expect going forward in the second half. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Mud, no problem. Bugs, no problem. Nasty road salt, no problem. Splash and Dash can handle it all. Our amazing features include undercarriage wash, hot wax, clear coat protectant, and 24/7 service. Our floor heat and automatic doors keep us open even on the coldest and snowiest of days. And to top it all off, unlike the Knights, our vacuums suck. We know the road to the dome is a dirty one. Let Splash and Dash be a part of your game plan. Follow us on Facebook at Splash and Dash Car and Truck Wash for special promotional offers. Locally owned and operated, we truly care about our customers.
Get the good stuff at Napa Auto Parts. We know you have a choice of where to go when it comes to get parts and accessories for your vehicle. We appreciate every time you choose Napa. More and more folks just like you are choosing Napa every day. And we like to think there are a couple of pretty good reasons for that, like Napa's quality parts, our national warranty program good at over 6,000 Napa stores, as well as thousands of Napa Auto Care centers. At Napa, you'll find quality, experienced people to help you find everything from which wiper blade or set of brakes is best for your vehicle to the best running board or shocks for your truck, SUV, or car. And when it comes to selection, we've got more different parts and accessories available than any other parts store, period. Go to Napa for quality parts, quality people, huge selection, and the best warranty in the business. Napa.
Napa. Get the good stuff. You want to win out there today? Then get a tuna footlong from Subway. It's 100% wild caught on freshly baked bread. Let's show them what you're made of. You're made of tuna. Go get those footlongs. Now at Subway.
Just like Royal Football beats up on opponents, Fielding Law Group beats up on insurance companies. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give Fielding Law Group a call and join a winning team. You've got a friend in Fielding. Go Knights.
From the most trusted name in the Columbia Basin comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, roads, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-2208 to get rocked.
It's your family road trip, your limousine, your business. It's what you drive. Take care of it at Point S Tire and Auto Service for tires and expert service you can trust. Get to the point. Point S, expert service guaranteed.
At Simplot Grower Solutions, we believe our responsibility to the planet begins right here in our community, where we live, work, and play. Unity and pride drive a winning team of farmers, partners, and Simplot employees who work hard to feed our local communities and the world beyond. It's an honor to support the community that has supported our business year after year and generation to generation. Thanks for your partnership. Check out our website at simplot.com. Royal Dairy, dedicated to making the world's best ingredient, milk, for one of the world's greatest companies, Dairy Gold. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Royal Dairy, or check out our website at theroyaldairy.com.
TP Septic has been servicing the Columbia Basin's residential and commercial needs for over 30 years. We're here to pump you out. Or service septic tanks, unclog pipes, or drop off a portable toilet. We do it all. Call TP Septic today at 488-2844 or find us online at tpseptic.com. Be sure to also find us on Instagram and Facebook. TP Septic.
We're number one in the number 2 business.
Hey guys, Micah Chen here from Cascadia Preps. Looking for the best coverage of high school football? Cascadia Preps is your #1 stop for all things high school football, team rankings, game analysis, and weekly podcasts from around the state. Visit us today at cascadiapreps.com.
Calling all Knights fans. Royal City's newest restaurant, Guard Public House, invites you to come on in for great locally sourced, scratch-made food with everything from burgers to pizzas, salads, steaks, and more. Open daily at 11 a.m. for lunch and serving dinner Wednesday through Sunday evenings. Located 1 block south of Harvest Foods. Happy eating!
back. So if you haven't been around Royal lately, the Knights just making their way on the field, coming from the parking lot end zone instead of the gym side. That's because the school is under massive reconstruction.
Yeah.
And so Knights are having to make their way over to the new intermediate school building to let that function as a locker room and to stay out of the rain a little bit. Both teams have made their way onto the field now. I'm sure they were trying to stay out of the rain as much as possible. They're going to reset now since both teams are out. They're going to reset 3 minutes back onto the clock as a warm-up period. And so that's what we'll have before we get things back underway. Before we talk about impressions of the game so far, let's get into the numbers a little bit and see how that informs that conversation a little bit.
Yeah.
For the Huskies, 21 carries for 47 yards. That's a 2.2 yard average per carry. 42 of those 47 yards belong to number 38, Terrell Freeman. He's got 11 carries for 42 yards. And other than that, not much production on the ground. Tailback Gonzalez really has not been able to get anything going. 8 carries for 3 yards. Throwing the ball through the air, De Leon has completed 3 out of 8 for a total of 27 yards. Those receptions were by early on, 44, David Alegria, who was injured very early on and hasn't come back out. Well, I guess we won't see him. Gonzalez, number 3, caught 1 for just 1 yard. And then later in the half, Adriel De Leon, number 80, caught a 19-yard jump ball that he outdueled Luke Bergeson and came down with.
Yep.
But the Huskies weren't able to pay that off with any offensive production. They did kick a field goal with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. That's the only points that they've put on the board. On the Knights side, 11 carries for 84 yards, so 7.6 yards per carry average. There's been 2 guys carry the ball, Derek Bergeson and Avery Ellis. Derek has 5 carries for 22 yards, and Avery has 6 carries for 62 yards. So for Avery, obviously, that's a little over 10 yard per carry average. But it's Derek that has both touchdowns because they were both on goal line situations. And with this weather and everything, risking a handoff was easier just for him to dive that ball in there. So 2 touchdowns on the ground for the Knights. Through the air, off to a slow start. 5 completions on 12 attempts, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns, but also 2 interceptions. 2, as we said, 2 have carried the ball. There's only been 2 Knights catch passes as well. 24, Eric Myrick on that little shuffle pass for 16 yards. And then Luke Bergeson, 4 catches for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. So that gets the Knights to 24 points. Struggled with extra points.
Yeah.
And so a couple missed extra point kicks and then missed going for 2.
Yep.
So that part of the game obviously needs to be cleaned up for the Knights because that'll be important as the season progresses. We're going to see the Othello Huskies here set to kick off to begin the second half. The Knights will have the ball. It's going to be Luke and Bergeson, Eric Myrick back deep. It's going to go to Eric. Now bounces off of him, but he picks it up fairly clean, trying to work his way out to the left-hand side. Some good blocks out front. Avery Ellis was one of them. And Myrick is going to get out past the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Looks like he was tackled by number 46. 46 is not on the roster.
Not on the roster.
Sorry, 46. I'm sure your mom would like me to give you credit, but I can't.
Good recovery by Myrick. Kind of fumbled it to get it picked up. Finally got it and came running back to the far side.
1st and 10 from the 37 for the Knights.
Bergeson gives to Ellis to the outside. He's following his blocks. That's Denton Jinks, the junior guard, lead blocking, allowing Ellis to pick up 7 yards on his first touch.
Yeah, he did a good job of following his blocks out there, following Jenks
gain
out
on the
there,
play,
but
second down and 3.
just got swallowed up, bottled up a little bit. Freeman was able to get to him. Good strong run from Avery, though, to start the second half.
Yeah, for Avery, there's a fine line between being patient and following your block versus just putting your shoulder pads down, right?
Absolutely.
Second down and 3. Good passing situation. Bergeson looks downfield, finds his brother Luke in wide open space. Good block, frees him up. Is he going to outrun? No. Gonzalez brings him down at about the 11 or 12 as he was trying to wind around and avoid some defenders. Number 3, Gonzalez, catches up to him, brings him down to the 13. At the 13, so let's see, what would that be? That'd be 37 and another 6. 43.
A good throw on the run from Derek. Good catch on the comeback from Luke, and then getting out in space and making people miss. Great job.
Mishandled snap. Derek has to just fall on it and secure it. Going to be a loss of probably about 2 or 3. Ball goes from the 13-yard line back to the 16.
Ball's recovered at the 16-yard line.
Chalk that one up to Rain.
Yeah, we'll give, yeah. Hey, on that catch, Luke was wide open on the sideline, but there was defenders 5 yards, 8 yards in front of him and 5 to 8 yards behind him, but he found a nice little pocket to settle into and then turned upfield nicely before he's brought down.
Yeah.
Put the Knights into the red zone here. Going to have 3 receivers wide to the right. Tight end on the left. Derek's going to pull it out of Avery's hands, throw deep in the corner, and that's going to be caught. That is number 81, Gunnar Anderson, with his first catch of the night and his first touchdown of the season.
Good patience by Derek to sit in the pocket there and wait for that play to develop and Gunnar to get open on that corner route. Coming back to the corner of the end zone. Derek just put it up there where Gunnar could go get it.
Knights are going to keep kicking these extra points till they figure it out. That one is up, and it's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, with 9 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter, the Knights jump out to a 31-3 lead. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com. You know, I've talked about this going into the season, watching at camp and watching some of the jamborees and stuff like that. Gunnar Anderson as a tight end is a challenge. He is a receiver in a bigger body.
Yeah.
And he is trouble. Outside linebackers can't stick with him. You try to trade him off to a safety, he's going to make you pay for that. And that's the first time where we've really seen that come to fruition there on a really nice 16-yard touchdown catch in the left corner of the end zone to help the Knights off to a good start here in the second half. Huskies return it out to about the 33-yard line. Dylan Allred again all over the field. Special teams, defense, making all sorts of plays. He's going to get credit for that one as well. He stays in at middle linebacker alongside Derek Bergeson. Avery Ellis trying to decide which side to flop to as he lines up as a stand-up defensive end. Give up the middle. Guess who's on the tackle?
Dylan Allred.
That'd be Dylan Allred.
Dylan Allred. All over the place.
Down by Dylan Allred. Sandoval also helping on the tackle.
Yeah, like what you were saying, that's just, I don't know if it takes too long to develop and our linebackers are getting there, but when they try and, I mean, it's just a split second longer to wait and give it to the halfback instead of the fullback, but they just aren't making anything happen when they wait that much longer to give it to the halfback.
On those edges, there's just not much grace.
Knights linebackers doing a great job of just being in the action all over tonight. Ball on the ground. Still on the ground.
They're digging for it. Let's see who comes up with it.
Yep.
It's going to be the Knights on the back end. That's number 24, Eric Myrick, that comes up with the turnover. And here's where the Knights have a chance to just bury the Huskies, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, if they can take advantage of the turnover here on the fumble, just kind of put the game away a little bit, maybe put it out of reach of the Huskies. So let's see if the Knights can capitalize here.
Knights off to a much better rhythm here in the second half. It's going to be tight cluster formation on either side of the line. Bergeson in shotgun. It's going to be an inside shuffle pass to Eric Myrick. He's got 4 blockers out in front, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds just barely at about the 7-yard line. So it's going to be a 29-yard. Technically, that's a catch.
That's a catch, pass and catch. And that's the second time that they've run that opposite direction this time, but really worked just as it did the first time. It's a great little play. You've got some linemen that are pulling around to lead the way for him, and then he's coming back and getting just the short little shuffle pass right out in front of where Derek would be standing, and then he brings it around almost like a toss.
It's a shuffle, shuttle, shovel pass.
It's whatever we say.
Derek rolling out to his right and throws it into the ground in the area of Gunnar Anderson, but the whole idea there, I think, was to avoid taking a loss as he's sprinting out to the right-hand side. Fairly good defense and putting pressure on Derek, not giving him a chance much to find his man. First incompletion of the second half for Derek. Second and goal from the 7.
Even the greatest quarterbacks have to throw it away sometimes.
Well, the greatest quarterbacks know when to throw it away, I would say. That's
a better way to put it, I think. And he knew that he needed to do that.
Yep, he did. That's maturity. Hand off to Avery Ellis, and he's going to walk in. That linebacker safety made a business decision, and Avery Ellis goes into the end zone from 7 yards out. That's his first touchdown run of the game. 8 carries for 76 yards.
That's great production, so it's great to finally have him get in the end zone. Vega set to kick.
Hold is good.
Snap, gets it up.
All right.
2 in a row.
Second half is a whole new ball game for Angel Vega.
Love it.
So, with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter, the Knights have stretched their halftime lead at 28-3 out to 38-3. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Napa Auto Parts, we know that trucks are as varied as their owners. From small imports and full-size pickups to vans large and small, even bigger rigs. If you own a truck, Napa has more of what you need than anybody. So no matter what truck you drive, we've got the part or accessory for you. Well, almost every truck. At Napa Auto Parts, you'll find the largest selection of different parts and accessories available anywhere, and the most knowledgeable people in the business. Great products, great prices, and great people. That's Napa.
It's your family road trip, your limousine, your business. It's what you drive. Take care of it at Point S Tire and Auto Service. For tires and expert service you can trust. Get to the point. Point S, expert service guaranteed.
Vega feeling good, kicking this one deeper. It's going to be all the way down to the 5-yard line. Picked up on the 3 as it was mishandled. Return man trying to get out to the middle of the field up to the hash marks before he's brought down on about the 15. That's number 40, Perez Medina, the return man. So, hey, you kick a few extra points and you just have a little more energy on your kickoffs and everything flows better.
Just let loose, man. Show us what you can do. That was Eric Myrick on the tackle on the return there. Another playing a lot of different ways for the Knights, getting in on some tackles, on defense, on special teams.
First down and 10 from the 16-yard line. DeLeon under center. 2 running backs in the backfield. He's going to drop back to pass, but pressure is there so quick. That's going to be number 66 for the Knights. Manny Sandoval.
Yep.
We haven't called his name much, but he's been in gang tackling a bunch of plays. He gets that big loss, that sack himself. It's going to be a 6
Second down and 16 from the 10-yard
6-yard loss.
Him going up against this big Husky offensive line should be enough to call his name more often anyways, but that time he gets through and gets to the quarterback before the play can develop.
Second down and 16. Same formation for the Huskies. This time they're going to have a handoff, and it's going to be shut down. Who is that?
Go.
Sandoval again. See, you get one successful play, you get fired up.
Show us what you got.
Get fired up. Another
Show us
tackle.
what you got.
Another tackle for a loss. 2 more yards loss. Who is that ball carrier? Give him credit for the loss.
I think it was a dive, and so it probably was Freeman again. Yep.
All right, Freeman. I don't know if it was you or not, but you're getting the 2-yard loss.
Sorry, man.
Nothing personal.
Yeah, you're having a great game, but not this time.
Third down and 19.
See if Sandoval can make a third play. Tackle for loss. Nope, we're going to get a whistle. What's the whistle?
Timeout Huskies.
Timeout Huskies. They'll take a timeout. We'll take a timeout too. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Just like Royal Football beats up on opponents, Fielding Law Group beats up on insurance companies. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give Fielding Law Group a call and join a winning team. You've got a friend in Fielding. Go Knights.
From the most trusted name in the Columbia Basin comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, roads, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-2208 to get rocked.
If you want to be a winner, then get a turkey footlong from Subway. That's oven-roasted turkey, piled high with crisp veggies on freshly baked bread. So let's get out there and get those footlongs.
Third down and 19 for the Huskies from their own 7-yard line. Knights stay with extra defensive man up front, wanting to put that pressure on. And he throws it to the outside. Intended for Freeman, and Derek Bergeson comes across and thought if he had one more half step, he was going to pick that thing off and run it back in. Instead, he reaches out with his right hand and knocks the pass away. Going to go incomplete, bring up fourth down.
Yeah, great coverage. He was right there on his hip and got his big paw out there to knock it down to force the fourth down for the Huskies. They'll come out in punt formation.
Luke Bergeson will be on the Husky 35.
They're
going to fake it. It's going to be nearly intercepted by Gunnar Anderson, and it's going to go incomplete. So the Knights are going to have the ball on the 7-yard line, first down and goal. Oh, wow, the rain's coming down.
Pass ball's incomplete. Knights take over.
Yeah, that was a bold decision there to run a fake on your own 7-yard line. I don't even know. He was covered. The Knights were all over him. I don't know that he would have got the rest of the yards.
He wasn't going to get 19 yards.
No.
Even if he caught it, he was going to get 8. Derek looks to the left, throws it, incomplete at the feet of Jace Allred. You know, strategically, with giving the ball to the Knights, first and goal from the 7, one more score puts it into a running clock.
Yeah.
And do you think that the Othello coaching staff would have factored that?
No, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. But that doesn't mean it doesn't cross somebody's mind. I don't know.
Sure. I can see them doing it maybe to get us to score so they can get the ball back quicker. But that's not really the position that they're in. under center.
Fake to Avery Ellis. Throws to the corner of the end zone. Luke Bergeson with the catch. No, without the catch. Out of bounds. Incomplete. Third down now for the Knights. Still goal to go from the 7. 6.5 minutes left. Knights nursing not nursing the lead anymore. They were nursing a 6-3 lead back early in the game.
Yeah.
Now it's 38-3. Knights looking to put it into a running clock at about the same time, game clock-wise, as they did last week against the Ellensburg Bulldogs.
Consistent. I like it.
Derek scrambles to the left. Throws to the front corner of the end zone, and that is incomplete, intended for Avery Ellis. 4th down and 7.
I don't know what happened, but he just didn't have any time. It felt like the whole Husky line.
Yeah, and I wasn't paying attention if they were
through.
bringing extra guys or not.
I don't know. It didn't seem like it. It seemed like it was a bunch of the big boys that were chasing him down. And
obviously, film will reveal some of that stuff, but as of right now, Knight's going to go for it. 4th down and 7. Bergeson with Ellis next to him. Looks like it's going to be a design run. He's just going to follow his blockers, and he's going to walk to the end zone. Cornerback number 80 makes another business decision, and Derek Bergeson with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. 7 carries for 26 yards, but most of them in short yardage situations.
He's making a case for the performance tire performer of the game. But so is his brother.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Angel Vega keeps making these extra points.
Okay.
He's going to be the second half redemption player of the game.
That's right. Who out there wants to sponsor the second half redemption player of the game? Let us know. Give us a call. We'll put you in.
It's all yours. It's all yours. Okay, so 6 minutes, 23 seconds left in the third quarter. The Knights jump out to the 45-3 lead. We'll take a quick break. You are watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
TP Septic has been servicing the Columbia Basin's residential and commercial needs for over 30 years. We're here to pump you out. Or service septic tanks, unclog pipes, or drop off a portable toilet. We do it all. Call TP Septic today at 488-2844 or find us online at tpseptic.com. Be sure to also find us on Instagram and Facebook. TP Septic. We're number 1 and the number 2 this year.
Okay. Vegas set to kick off. Keeps it to that left side. It's going to be down to about the 11-yard line where it's brought out by number 40, trying to get to the middle. He's going to get back to about same place he has most of the game, which is just outside the 20. Number 40 is Perez Medina. He's a senior.
Myrick, one of the Knights in on that stop.
Myrick in on that stop. I think that it was Lane Smith that was out there right around him getting up from that pile. Good coverage.
We're gonna have to start recognizing some names here as we got some I hate to say backups, but some alternates. Substitutes going in.
Substitutes coming
Ray
in.
Seilers, who's been playing offense all night, he comes in on the defensive side. As well as Andon Delfo.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar De La Rosa played mostly offense. He comes in at cornerback. Gage Jinks is going to replace Jace Allred at the far corner. Denton Jinks is going to come out, and he's going to swap with fellow offensive lineman Seth Jorgensen will go in at nose guard. Number 21, that's one of the Smiths. Which is it? Justin Smith goes in at defensive end on the far side. Number 20 is Hunter LaFrance. He's in at safety. Pitch to the outside here. They think maybe they can run to the outside now with some of the starters out, but
Elijah Jenks on that tackle.
That didn't work out so well. That's going to be a loss.
Jenks.
Elijah Jenks, who is a starter on defense normally, but because of the formation this week to stop that run, he took a back seat in the defensive scheme this week and didn't start, but definitely starter quality player out there.
Absolutely.
And he brings down the runner for a 2-yard loss. Give up the middle again. Gets to that linebacker level. That's Gonzalez, finally with a positive run. Going to pick up 5, maybe 6 yards. Gage Jinks going to be credited with that tackle. Caleb Hernandez, one of the last of the starters, is going to come out of the game. He's going to be replaced by
the other buddy,
Lane Smith. So Lane and Justin both out there. They're both seniors. Gage Jinks on 4th and 5 is going to be the one that goes back to receive this punt.
Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Huskies getting people in formation here.
Looks like they're going to get it off in time, and they're going to get the punt off in time. It's quite a drop he does there. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be on the Othello Huskies side of the field. The
48-yard line.
Official's going to come in and spot it at the 48-yard line. So that means the Knights will have 48 yards of turf to cover. If they're going to put some more points on the board, I'm going to continue to have backups rotate into the game on the offensive side as well. I think you're going to see Seth Jorgensen go to center. I think you're going to see Dylan Allred go to quarterback.
You're going to see Smith's out there. Gage Jenks heading out.
You're going to see Caleb Hernandez will be the featured back, I think, from here on out, or at least until they've decided that he's had enough opportunities. Dylan shuffling his middle receiver. He's going to pull the ball down and run. He's got some room to the outside. Gets around the first guy, but Gonzalez gets a hold of him. And the ball pops up into the hands of Gage Jinks. And then Gage carries the pile for another 6 yards. So that's not the way the coaches drew it up, but ends up being going from the 48 all the way to the 31. So that's a 17-yard gain. And you got to split 11 of those yards go to Dylan.
Yeah. You think these young kids are hungry and ready to be out there?
6 of those yards go to Gage.
You've got the quarterback pulling people with him, and then the fumble recovery guy pulling people with him. Holy cow.
Hey, that was the most fun I've had all night. Dylan keeps it this time, goes around to the outside, throws it to Eric Myrick. Eric's in the flat, gets around the first guy. It's like number 90 maybe is the one that latches around him eventually and helps him to the turf, but not until he gets another first down, another pickup of about 11 or 12 yards. Going to be from the down to the 19-yard line into the red zone here. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter. The Knights already in the running clock with the full JV offense out there, but they're moving the ball well also.
Very well. A good throw on the run from Dylan and a good catch from Myrick, and then getting yards after the catch. Really good.
Hand off to Caleb, but
swallowed up.
He's swallowed up in the backfield. Keeps fighting hard, but number 50 is the one that wraps him up and brings him down. Number 50, we'll give him credit, is Mason Perez. Mason Perez is just a freshman. And if the Perez name rings a bell, it's because his older brother was, what's his first name? Isaac. There you go. Thanks, camera lady. Hey.
We can turn your mic on.
Yeah,
if you want.
Yeah. You could just take over. We'll go sit in the car, I guess. I don't know. Perez just a freshman getting in there and making a nice play. Allred rolls to the right. He's got pressure. He's throwing back to the left. This time it's Caleb Hernandez who runs through a tackle, picks up yardage down inside the 15, down to about the 12. Nice screen pass.
Yeah, very nice. Well executed.
I don't know if Dylan looked panicked as part of the play scheme, or he was just panicked.
A little panicked. I'm not sure.
But he got the pass off in a catchable location, and Caleb did a nice job getting the ball down.
I've been corrected.
Picking up 6.5, 7 yards.
Isaiah.
Perez.
No, you said.
No.
Okay.
Oh, you sure right.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Inside handoff on the cut play to Myrick. He's not going to be able to break loose of that one defensive lineman, number 46. 46.
What do you call that when you
suplex?
Yeah. Boy, he was like almost trying to be a suplex kind of move. Unsuccessful.
Suplex. I know suplex from Saturday mornings as a kid watching professional wrestling on TV.
Wow.
Knight's going to try a field goal. Well, Coach Jensen, soccer coach Jensen's got to be excited about this. It's going to be a 27-yard attempt. 37, rather. 37 yards. It's up. It's got distance, but it's just wide right. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. So heading into the fourth quarter, the Knights have a commanding 45-3 lead over the Othello Huskies. We'll be back for the final stanza in just a minute. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
All growers know that water is not only a key to life, but also a key to their success. The age-old question must always be answered: when to water and how much? Fortunately, the team at Principal Ag makes it easier to answer those questions correctly than ever before. Did you know that good soil water management also improves nutrient uptake and crop storability? Let them provide you with the data and tools that you need to make effective decisions in managing your resources and optimizing your production. They can help you monitor and measure your soil moisture, environmental variables, plant water use, and more with a suite of sensors and imaging tools that deliver actionable data wherever you are. The best part is that when you call, they answer. With unparalleled service, Gents, Mike, and the rest of the team are ready to meet with you in the office or in the field to provide training, insight, and experience. Your success is their mission. Visit them at principalag.com or give them a call at 509-731-4625.
Okay, after the missed field goal attempt, the ball is moved out to the 20-yard line.
On the other side of the field.
At the quarter change, the ball will be centered between the hashes on the 20-yard line for the Huskies.
See some other new helmets out there. Cale Jenks out
Cale
here
Jenks at corner. Yeah.
First and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Handoff off right tackle.
Gutierrez on the carry for the Huskies. Gains 1 yard.
Race Eilers, maybe?
Yeah, that's who I had, is Race on the tackle there, getting up
Eilers
from the bottom.
Cervantes on the stop. Nearly a yard.
Race makes a tackle and promptly gets pulled out of the game. For the Knights, number 77, Nick Santion, into the game at defensive line.
There's that
DeLeon,
triple option.
Triple option. He fakes it and tries to cut up the middle.
Jose DeLeon keeps it.
Gets a few, but not much.
Justin Smith.
Justin's
5-yard gain at third down.
number 21. Okay, Lane has the white sleeves.
Lane has the white
sleeves.
21 and 23.
Okay.
Opposite ends.
Also into the game at linebacker for the Knights, a couple new faces. Number 34, Oscar Cervantes. Got a ton of potential. Really like that kid. He's a junior. And dominant linebacker on the JV squad. And then who is that, 55? 55 for the Knights is Mike Gonzalez.
3rd and 10.
It'll be a 5-yard penalty on the Huskies. 3rd down and 10. Back to the 20-yard line. DeLeon keeps it, throws the ball. Freeman catches it, running down his own sideline. Knights don't get him knocked out of bounds until he crosses midfield all the way down to the Knights' 31-yard line. So good balance there as he took a hit at about the 45 or 50, stayed in bounds. It's hard for us to tell how close they may or not be to the sideline, but
he showed some speed there too. I don't know that we've got a chance to see him get out full run, but he was speeding down that sideline. A little bit of a blown coverage, delayed fake handoff, long developing play.
And that was a pass catch, so that's his first reception.
Whoa, nice.
Giving up front to Freeman this time, but he is swallowed up in a hurry. Number 87, Clinton Garnick.
No gain on the play.
Looking to earn some playing time. He's a guy, he's a senior. This is his first year playing football. He's been a cross-country guy up until now. And his younger brother's a freshman, big football body, and they both decided to play football. So he was in there in a hurry.
He was
tackle
right
for a
there.
loss.
Read it great.
Well done. Another inside handoff to Freeman. And he's bottled up. He might get forward progress for about a yard is all.
Cervantes leading the Knights. No gain. 3rd and 11.
Oscar Cervantes coming up off the bottom of that pile for the Knights. No gain. They're sticking to that dive play up the middle. Young Knights doing a great job.
Quarterback tries to throw to the left of the flats. Completes the pass to Freeman, but then a host of Knights are there to help bring him down. First contact is made by Elijah Jenks. Several of the Knights catch up and bring him down for a gain of about 7, but it's still 4th down and about 6.
That's that similar play to the long gain that they had on this drive is just that fake handoff, slow developing pass play. No blown coverage this time. Good recovery from the Knights. Good job by Jenks to be on the pass there.
Pressure coming. De Leon gets it out over the top, and it falls incomplete. Good defense there by 55 Mike Gonzalez.
Yep.
And that's going to be a turnover on downs to the Knights.
Gonzalez there for the defense.
Again, good job by some of the young Knights to see what's going on and get a good play.
Okay, I'm giving you an assignment, okay?
What?
Number 74 for the Knights, Edgar Hernandez.
Yeah.
Into the game.
Okay.
And I like Edgar. I coached him in Grid Kids, and he's a senior. He wasn't sure if he was going to play. Came out a little bit late. Got practices in. He lined up at left tackle. Let's see how he does up there.
What's my assignment?
To watch him and see how he does. Report back to me.
Well,
Return and report.
I didn't know if this was a tangent or if you were telling me what you needed something.
You thought I was going to have to circle back? No, that was it. That was the thing.
Okay.
That was the thing.
No, I was listening. It doesn't sound like I was listening, but I was listening. It just didn't make sense. I'm happy to watch
now
it.
the things that Sayla says make sense. Now all the things that Sayla says start to make sense to me.
She is amazing. Listen to everything she says. I do.
I do think that the Huskies have now put in their backup defense. I think that the starters finally have filtered out over there.
Oh, good.
I think that they were hoping to be able to put some points on the board. And I think at this point now, I think maybe number 80 might be the only starter left in the game. And 80 and 40 on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, let the young kids go at it.
Quick pitch outside to Caleb Hernandez. Tries to juke his guy, does so successfully. And then knocks the helmet off the guy as it comes up and makes the tackle. I thought it was the ball at first. Then I realized it was a helmet. So that's number 60, I believe. He's going to have to come out of the game. Gonzalez, the starter going to come back in, but only just because 60 has to come out of the game. That's Javier Jimenez.
Good strong run by Caleb. Not only to knock a guy's helmet off, but just he made a guy miss. He saw the field ahead of him. He did a great job.
Good downhill run.
Yeah.
Pass, double clutch, throws to Gage Jenks, and Gage, here goes Gonzalez's varsity starting footsteps coming in instead of the backup guy, and he just isn't able to bring that one in, but it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
I think it just developed a little bit slower than what Dylan was expecting. You could see Dylan turn to make the throw and had to kind of double clutch a little bit. Got it off.
By the way, I quit keeping stats a while ago, so We're gonna have to make a performer of the game decision here before too long. So, performance tire feels like they're getting their money's worth. Second down and 10. Allred throws to the short side of the field. That's caught by Jinx. He stays on his feet and dives towards the first down marker.
Falls forward, it's going to be close.
I think they're going to call him about a half a yard short. And that was everything just kind of flowing to the right and then throwing back to the single receiver on the left side. Going to bring up, that was a 9-yard gain. Bring up 3rd down and 1 at the 49-yard line. Knights have to cross midfield to get the first down.
I like those quick throws, one-on-one, get it and make your guy miss opportunity. Love it.
Yeah. Gift to Hernandez. Is that Hernandez? He's running through tackles?
Yep.
Yeah.
Flag on the field.
Oh, but we do have a
Flag
penalty
thrown.
marker. Where's that penalty flag?
Right just past the line of scrimmage.
Hold him. Holding on the Knights. So what was 3rd and 1 will become 3rd and 10.
Holding against the Knights.
Because the penalty marker was thrown 1 yard beyond the line of scrimmage. So when they mark it off, it'll be a net 9-yard penalty against the Knights. Puts them back at the
original line of scrimmage.
Stick. Pitch to the outside. Little speed burner out there. Is that Toro? Is that Isaac Toro with good breaks, runs through the tackle and dragon bodies with all 100 and all right, wait, I'll see what they list him as. 120 pounds, and that's that is dripping wet. Isaac Toro,
that's right.
Speed burner, getting into the game and picking up the first down for the Knights.
Yeah, it's fun to see. They kind of grabbed him, and he spun around right on the Knights sideline, and so the Knights on the sideline were going a little bit crazy, cheering for him right in his face, too. That was fun.
Yeah, like he was a fighter in the pit. They were right there on top of him, screaming and cheering for him. He's going to get another one. This time, the Huskies are going to get into the backfield and tackle him for a loss, probably a loss of about 4. Clock keeps running. We're nearing 3 minutes. So what are your impressions on Performer of the Game nominees?
You know, if I'm looking at stats and looking at the feel of the game, I think the performer of the game might have to be Marnie Bergeson for producing the brothers that both have done really well in this game.
That is wildly against protocol.
Oh, right. Sorry. Okay. I'm new here, so.
You might be gone here, right?
Ryan, come on back, buddy, because I don't know the rules.
Jared Lee with the run, running guys over and picking up the first down. When Jared starts leaning forward, he continues forward. He always falls forward. And he's going to pick up the first down. Nice run by Jared Lee.
His feet. No, I think it comes down, Derek made the case early with a couple of touchdowns and 3 total.
He's got 3 rushing touchdowns and 3 passing touchdowns.
See, that's really good. But
guess what? He's not getting it.
No, I don't
It's Luke.
I think it's Luke.
Luke has 5 catches, 141 yards.
That's production.
And 2 touchdowns.
That's production that you want from a receiver.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What happened? That line is not holding those guys out.
A little bit of a miscue on the handoff. I don't know. Somebody turned the wrong way and went the wrong direction. They almost went face to face.
Andon Delfaux with the ball.
You take this. And
yeah. I think Dylan did get it to Andon, but mostly just because he didn't want to get credit for the loss of yards.
I'm not getting tackled by these guys. It's all you.
So Luke Bergeson will be our Performance Tire Performer of the Game with his 5 catches and 2 touchdowns and 141. So that gives him, over the course of 2 weeks, that gives him nearly 250 yards receiving.
Well, and his 2 touchdowns are on screens, which is incredible for him just to be able to make guys run and make the play with his legs.
Oh, Dylan throws the ball deep. He's got a man wide open.
Wide open.
And that's Elijah Jinks, I believe.
Throw.
On the run. Beautiful throw.
Moving to his left.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. I don't know where he learned that. Did he have a relative play? Did in his family play quarterback or anything like that?
A few, but they're gonna fight over who influenced him. So we'll let them fight over it. But a great throw by Dylan Allred.
And a wide open Elijah Jenks getting behind the defense
Absolutely.
and catching the ball with nobody around him.
Young guys getting in the end zone. Love to see it.
Bad snap. Dylan has to pull it down and run with it. He throws it a little short, intended for maybe Andon Delfo.
Yeah.
But
he had a guy in there, but
yeah.
51, Huskies 3.
Knights 51-3, and the running clock means that we're not even sure we'll get the kickoff off. It's running under 8 seconds, so we're pretty much done here. We've chosen, let's see, checklist. We've chosen the performer of the game. We've talked about our sponsors, at least most of them. And we'll continue to do that throughout the season.
Thank you, sponsors.
Thank you, sponsors, very much. And let's talk about next week.
Let's talk about what's happening next week.
Don't you know?
Yes, but I want you to tell them.
This sounds like a conversation you've had with your wife. Well, of course I know the answer, but I just like to hear your voice.
I told you I listen to everything she says.
The Knights will be on the road. When I say on the road, I mean on the road.
The road.
It'll be a Saturday afternoon game. It's that much on the road.
Oh, boy.
They're going to go over to the coast, and they're going to play, what is the name of the school? Cedar Park Christian. They're a 1A school.
Okay.
They play at Juanita High School. So that's like Kirkland area up there, up that area.
Yeah.
And so we're going to play them on Saturday at 3 o'clock at Juanita High School. So that's a 4A school,
I hope
big
everyone's
stadium.
writing this down because I'm already confused.
Brand new turf, just like Royal has brand new turf. So it'll be a brand new hot playing surface, fast playing surface. And that's what's going to happen. The Knights will take a road trip, and they'll play Saturday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon at Juanita High School against Cedar Park Christian.
Sounds great.
It will be. And I will be there. I don't know about you.
I don't know if
I'll
I'm
be
gonna-
there. I'll bring there to bring you the coverage.
I'm going to say I'll be there.
Okay. Okay. Well, one way or another, we're going to do the best we can to bring you that broadcast. We do have preliminary permission from Cedar Park Christian to be able to do that broadcast. Well, hopefully that holds up. And if that's the case, we will see you next week. Stay tuned to Facebook, to the Royal Knights Athletics Facebook page, and others that will keep you informed. Again, Royal Knights come away with a commanding victory over the Othello Huskies. They only give up 3 points to a field goal in the first half and a shutout in the second half. Nice win for the Knights. And thanks for listening. Any parting wisdom you have for us, Riley?
You know, I feel like everything I've said tonight is wisdom, and so that should be good enough.
It should
for
stand on its
everyone
own.
Listening.
It should stand on its own.
Yeah, very much so. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Great game by the Knights. We'll tune in next week, and hopefully you can listen in, and we'll get another victory for the Knights.
We'll take you out with our proprietary version of the Knights Fight song. Thanks for watching.